Hello there, friends. Welcome back to my channel. This is Danni of Danni's Dreams, and I am so glad you are here today. It's Saturday, so that means it's time for a Saturday showcase, and oh my goodness, was I ever crafty this week. We've got lots to share, so let's get into it. And hopefully my notes hold true so that I can tell you more about everything. But if I forget something or you want to know more, everything is always linked in the description box below, whether it was a blog post, a video, or any extra information. All right, let's get started. First up, I have this double Z fold card. It was for Crafting Kimmy's Saturday challenge, which was more than one fold. And so it's held by a ribbon together. And this is the Fairy Folk stamp set from Crafting Kimmy. And then when the ribbon comes off, it opens up and there's another little scene in there with another little fairy and butterfly. I thought it was a really neat little fold, and it actually was really easy. I like easy. I mean, I don't mind doing some things that are kind of more complicated, but easy is always good. So there was that one. Next up was the Crafting Kimmy Stamp of the Month. If you're new to Crafting Kimmy, they started it this year. Sorry, my cat is trying to steal that ribbon. She's kind of troublesome. If you follow me on any of social media outlets, you know it's the hashtag it's always Alyssa, because she's always in trouble. Sorry about that. Anyways, Crafting Kimmy Stamp of the Month. They started it in 2021. If you spend over $75, you get the Stamp of the Month for free. And that's after any coupons or discounts, things like that. So $75. I collected all of them last year, and it was so cool. In December, we got an extra free gift if we got them all year. And so this is the January 2022 Stamp of the Month, Hug in a Mug. And there's the card I created with that, and it's got some sparkle on those hearts, and I embossed, and he's just so cute with his little hug in a mug there. Next up, I won't spend a lot of time on because there is a video, but it was the January 2022 Sheetload of Cards. And I used that fun piggy set from La La Land Crafts called Happy Mail. It made 9 cards. There was 3 of that one, 3 of that one, and then 3 of that one. Love how those turned out, and I'm so excited to be back on the Sheetload of Cards team. Next up was Crafting Kimmy's Christmas Challenge, and this week we had a color palette, and it had all these soft pastel colors. I like bold, bright colors, so this was a true challenge for me, but I have to say I love this card. Like, some of my cards I have a really hard time getting rid of. This is going to be one of them, just because I don't normally do these pastel colors, and I love how it turned out. Put some stickles on there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. It's always so pretty in life, and the camera doesn't always do it. And some little itty bitty pearls from my stash, and those bears from the Holiday Bears stamp set from Crafting Kimmy. Yeah, I love how that's turned out. Next up, I made this card for my challenge group. There's a stamp for that. Our first challenge for 2022 went live on Sunday, and it sounds easy, anything goes, but I struggled with it. I guess when it's anything goes, I look around my stamp or my craft room and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so many possibilities. When I have like parameters, it's easier. But I came up with this one with a retired stamping up set. I believe it's called You're Delightful. But I wanted to make this for inspiration for my group, because I wanted them all to know that they're the best. It's a great community. I am having so much fun since I've relaunched it, and I'm so glad I relaunched it. I'm having a blast. If you're not a member of my group, the link is kind of far down on my description box, but it's like in my signature. Come on over to Facebook. There's a stamp for that. We'd love to have you. Next up, 2022, bringing back my Mermaid Mondays. I love mermaids and I love doing my Mermaid Monday series. The background, I used a technique that Call Me Crafty Al used. I linked that on my blog post where you kind of smush some reinkers onto your paper, and didn't it come out so pretty? And then I colored her up, and instead of doing sparkle like all over, I just did like selective sparkle. Is that a thing? Selective sparkle. And a die from TLC Designs. It's simple, but oh my goodness, kind of just grabs your attention, doesn't it? Love how that turned out. Next up was my Sheetload Leftovers. I had a few scraps or leftovers from the Sheetload. So these are January 2022 Sheetload Leftovers. And I love them. This is a My Favorite Things stamp set. Picture Perfect Party Animals, I think is what it's called. I've had it for a while and hadn't inked it up, so I was so happy to do that. See, it's got glitter all over it from the sparkle pen. I did some glossy accents and sparkle pen, and I went into my stash and got some little buttons out. So there was that gorilla, the elephant. Can you see the shine there and the sparkle? And then the birds. I think the birds are my favorite. They're just having fun. And on their sentiments on the inside. Birds of a feather party together. Yeah, super fun and bright. More my style. Though I do love that pastel card, I'm telling you. Next up, I'm doing this video before I've mailed this out, was my Oh So Inspired card that I joined Call Me Crafty Al for her Oh So Inspired live series. This was Oh So Inspired number 12. So this will go in the mail shortly after getting this video done. Next up was the Craftin' Kimmy Scrappy Challenge, which is anything but a card. So I used the Lucky Duck stamp set and made a Post-it note holder. Every time I see them, I just want to giggle. And I put another one on the inside, and it just holds a Post-it note pad. Super cute, and I think it would make anyone smile to have that on their desk. Next, I have my first card for Not Too Shabby. I am now on their Instagram digital creative team. And so this is a digital stamp, but how cute is he? The stamp set is Some Bunny Bring Me Coffee. I can definitely relate. Some mornings I need that coffee to get going, and actually some evenings. And I just used some dies that were in my stash from My Favorite Things, the old Blueprint series. Don't know if any of you have those, but I never really used them that much, but I'm finding I like to go to them when I'm kind of stuck on ideas of what layout I want to use. Thought that turned out super cute, and he just makes me smile. Next, I had the card. I did a paper piecing tutorial. Told you I'd share the card on Saturday, and here it is. This is the finished card. I do want to say in my paper piecing tutorial, I forgot to cut out these little pieces here, but luckily I was able to, since they're so tiny, still get them before I had gotten rid of all that paper. A book is a dream you hold in your hands. How true is that, huh? And I just did that on the inside. Since the image was so large, I didn't want to stamp that on the inside. And more of those little rhinestones. I'm telling you, shop your stash. My saying for this year, spend less, create more. I'm holding strong, holding strong. How are you doing on your goals? And then last but not least, I have a series on my blog called Forgotten Fridays, where I bring out stamps or supplies that maybe have been in my stash for a while. Maybe they haven't been inked before or used before, or maybe it's been a long time. I don't know how long I've had this cute little Stamping Bella girl, but I thought it was time to get her on a card. And I'm so excited because I used my Stampin' Up! I think it's many messages or something like that, where it stamps out a whole bunch of sentiments at a time, and there's a die that works and you can just cut them all out. So I was excited to use that because I've had that for months and haven't used it. cat scrappiness dye for the mini slim line and then just colored her up, and I think it turned out so super cute, and I'm using my stash, which is so exciting. So there we have it. Like I said, this was a very, very busy week for me. Lots of crafty things. I appreciate you stopping by, and I will be back. Not quite sure when my next video is. I know for sure that I'll be here on Thursday for Mail Day Thursdays, always here for Saturday Showcase, and I'm hoping to get some more fun with stencils videos done. If there's anything else you'd like to see, leave me a comment in the section below. And like I said, everything is linked below, and I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day until my next video.